discuss with you today. What old elder Fossilon's public statement be like that peace in Angola will come from within and never from the United States of America, nor Russia, former USSR. This topic, family, come to the fact that when Mayamona Simon Toko came back in the year of 2000, our country, Angola, was in a very, very long war. Listen to this. First, we fought to get our independence, and independence in the country came after Mayamona came back also in the country, because he left he was taken to Portugal, Açores, and he was busy working there as a slave for 11 years. Now, while he was still in Azores in 1974, they gave instruction for the people in the land to make him to fast just for one day, for 8 hours, from 5:45 a.m. to 6 p.m. After the fast, the same day in Portugal, the soldiers revolt against the government, and a big war spread all over the country. Mayamona is released. He comes back in 1974. And in 1975, Angola became independent. So we chased away the Portuguese colonizers from the country. And guess what? Now, our politicians, they were fighting to get the power. And because there was no unity amongst them, all of them, they were greedy. And all of them, they wanted the power to lead the country. They went into a war. 3 parties fighting against each other. For 27 years, they fought. And during that war, they killed a lot of Angolan people, African people killing African for 27 years. So now, in the year 2000, Mayamona comes back. The body of the bishop was no mention as he promised. And he make a public statement that the peace that you are looking for to cease the war in this country of Angola will not come from the United States, nor from Russia. Because if you think the USA will give you peace, tell them you're wrong. You are wrong. In the year 2000, Mayamona and the bishop made a public press conference where many journalists were there asking questions. They were speaking this openly. What is that? Ukraine thought that USA will help him to cease the war in the country. Look the way the country is. So this is our conversation of today, was to understand and to learn how to listen and believe in the word that comes from those whom the Tanzania sent to organize our countries. So the second subtopic says prophecy of construction of the Tabernacle of David, Temple of the Living God, Matthew 15:24. The main purpose, Toko, when he came back in the year 2000, he came with 2 purposes. De Bundu, se vou vai de Bundu, vou vai continue. So he came with 2 purposes, to speak with the church and to speak with the government. The church, the purpose was to lift up the tabernacle of David that was fallen. As we said, our people across the land, we walk like we are helpless. We have no shepherd. There is nobody to lead us. That's why even before Togo comes, we, the Togwers, who were in our own ways, many elders, they had a lot of wives, so everybody was just doing whatever they pleased. So, but they came back to lead us as one flock. So to proceed, I think we are now clear about the conversation we have to speak to you today. Ratsamba will handle you, but before, I would like to lead you the reading of the book, Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24, that says as follows. Matthew 15:24 says as follows. He answered, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is his main mission. That's the main mission of God. When he comes back, when he came back, was to lift up and to put together the lost sheep of Israel. Please, you can proceed before I speak too much.
Ingeta, Luvuvamun.
Yala.
Andanzambe. Jambote Keno.
Jambote.
Matonda Masaka, Pan Benika, and all the family. Once again, we are here praising and studying what Nzambe has given us, dear family. Please, Sister Laura, can you help us to read point 1? Just to clarify and ask again, family, let me just stop sharing for me to see the screen of everybody. We just would like to request once again, please, everybody who is present in the Zoom, if you are not busy, if your device has no bad condition, just turn on your camera for us to see you. It helps also in our Zoom recording to see that people are truly paying attention to the teaching. Please, dear family. So let's go, Sister Laura. Let me just share again. And today, everybody at least will read something for us to have a participation. Sister Laura will go for the first one, and Mama Roya will go for the second one. Please, Sister Laura.
Ingeta. Elder
But you can start, you can start on this subtopic, prophecy.
Prophecy of construction of the Tabernacle of David, the temple of the living God. Matthew 15:24. Elder Alfonso Nunez and those who perceived that the spirit of Mayamona was within him had firm faith that the tabernacle of David would be built, even though they did not know where the financial resources would come from. See the photograph below. They also knew that people with small eyes would help build this tabernacle. At that time, no one imagined that it would be the Chinese. Ingeta.
Ingeta Matonda Masaka. Mama Roya?
In the year 2000, no one expected or was in favor of the end of the war in Angola. It was not geopolitically correct. Despite all this, the elderly of Alfonso Nunez spoke of the end of the war, just as the prophecy had predicted.
Point 3, Mama Roya.
What Simao Toko prophesied and promised to accomplish, Elder Alfonso Nunez accomplished.
Mtondo Masaka. Luvu Vamun.
Yeah.
Mtondo family. As Pangi Benika already stated, the topic family was a time in the year of 2000 when Elder or Bishop Afonso Nunes, he came out publicly and he has stated that Angola would be no more in war, that we would have our peace. The fight would stop. And the question is, how come a very young man in that time would be possible to come out publicly to say that? First thing famous is because of the subtopic for the prophecy of construction of the tabernacle of David to be built. And then, what is this tabernacle that he's talking about? Family, when Simon Toko died in the year of 83, unfortunately, the Tokwis church got divided. Not only the church, the country was down into a lot of fights among brother fighting against his own brother. Africa and Angola particularly, we did not have peace. There was no opportunity for something to be done. Family, let me ask you a question. Is it possible for us to go now in so-called Israel, Ukraine, to build a very good infrastructure there right now? Please tell me. Please unmute your device and say something.
No.
No.
Why not? Why not?
Because there's war.
There
Fighting.
is war, fighting. So whenever there is war and fighting, it's never possible to do something. But Toko had said something, family. It is what the Bible says. Everything that Tatan Zambia says, it never goes void, empty. It always comes to a past. Before Simon Toko died, he had given a prophecy to our elders, to us. I may go, but the temple of the living Zambia will be built. The temple of David, that means the infrastructure of the Tokwis church will be built. For those who had the opportunity to be in the land, they saw it in person. They even were able to enjoy its beauty. But for this to come to pass, family, it was a lot of challenge and difficulty. First is what we identify here, financial resources. And second, family, we were under a very great war in Angola. But something kept this prophecy to come to pass. What he said here. The spirit of Mayamona was within him, who, Afonso Nunes, and had firm faith that the tabernacle would be built. So those who had believed in this prophecy, even Bishop Afonso Nunes himself, he knew that it was not him that would be doing that. It was not him that was so bold enough to come out and to state that we will have peace. Because people were not believing. How come you are coming and say we're going to build a great temple while we are suffering? They said, no. First, a peace will come. From where? Russia? No. From where? US? No, it will come within us. Unity makes power. So in the year of 2000, family, our bishop came and he gave this word. He put it out. On the point 3, we see that the prophecy was coming to take a place. And Pange Benika down there, it will break down to us how come this prophecy came to pass. Something that our elder, where is our elder? Kennedy is there present. One of these days, he has mentioned something long time ago about the importance of Chinese in the land. I don't know if you're still remembering about it. It was all within the prophecy of Nzambe on Pungu Tulendo. When Toko say that people with small eye, they will come help you to build this temple. Our elders, they were not understanding what is Simon Toko speaking about. People with small eyes will come here to help us. Who are those? We will understand how come the Chinese ended up coming in the land. Pangi Benik.
Baton Masaka, Samba. Yes, Matola, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Let's proceed.
The disregard of Toko's elders. There was considerable contempt from the Tokoist elite of Luanda who received the elder, Alfonso Nunes, and his delegation from Liege. It is explained sociologically that the urban Tokoist elite had little credit for the Tokoist rurality. The Tokoist elite in Luanda was a group of experts in Angolan politics who knew the historical reasons for the war in Angola. They were also aware of the uncertainties of the foreign policies of the powers that fueled the war in Angola. But the elderly Alfonso Nunes firmly stated publicly and before a series of national and international journalists that peace in Angola would come from within and never from the United States of America or from Russia, former USSR. But how could that be possible?
Baton Masaka, Babansola. This was what happened. As we see, he has no college degree. Bishop Fosdone has no college degree. And he came from the village.
Brother Benica, sorry, we're not hearing you loud enough. I don't know if it's only me alone, but we're not hearing you loud enough.
All right. Can you hear me now clearly now?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
Thank you very much, Elder John. Thank you. Thank you. So I was saying, this is what happened. Bishop Alfonso Nunes, they say elder. He comes from the village. For those who went to Angola, his village looked like, like the one which you just saw out there. It was nobody. He liked to say, I was taken from the trash can. He liked to say that I am who I am right now because of the Vulu, because I was taken from the trash can. And this, that's what we do in Angola family. If you come from the village, you are nobody. I don't know in Kenya, Elder Kennedy is there, but here in Angola, if you come from the village to lead us here in the capital of Luanda, that will not work. because we consider ourselves superior than you that belongs or comes from the village. Elder Kennedy, is it the same reality in Kenya?
Yeah, it's true with the Kenya as well. The elites are mostly in town, educated and informed.
You see, this is the concept we have in Africa. And now, a young man, 35 years old, comes amongst the elders in Luanda who have knowledge, claiming that the spirit of Mount Toko is within him. That was almost impossible, but guess what? What convinced the elders in the land, although many of them, they doubted, what convinced them was the authority and the power and the wisdom above all that was upon the bishop. And I will show you something very quickly, because the picture speaking louder than 1,000, this picture speak more than 1,000 words, they said, When he came rushing, this was in the year 2000, he spoke boldly. Because, sometime in Africa, the religious people, they lock themselves into religion only. They don't open their mouth to speak about the matters of the government. But guess what? The bishop didn't do it. Because Maimon and him, he deal with the church and the government. For Maimon, this thing of splitting church and government, it doesn't exist. Why? Because the church or the kingdom of Tanzania is a government. So when the government on earth try to split both things, that's a problem to him. That's why when he came in the year 2000, he spoke to the elders and also to the government, insisting the government that the peace that you are trying to negotiate, thinking that will come from the USA or from Russia, you are wrong. Nothing shall come from the outside. But if you try to do that, things will become worse. Brother, allow me to share something very quickly, please. Just to confirm what I'm speaking about. This is the thing I'm speaking to you. Okay, let me stop there. Okay, this is, I like to show evidences, and this is the evidences. If you can see my screen, this was the video, So when he came, first of all, that was our condition. He comes and we used to pray on an open field. For those who were in Angola, you saw a beautiful temple, but before there were nothing. There was only this, this was our temple. This was the temple. You see, here there was nothing here. There was nothing. I do remember I used to cry loud to my mom because the sun was burning me. I used to fight with mom, saying, let's go back home. Let's go back home. But she's like, son, be strong, be strong. So this was the open field. There was nothing there. This was the year 2000. There was nothing there. These were the same location where the temple is now found. But to say that here is when he held this press conference, speaking to the government that Tanzania is angry at you because you cannot unite yourself. You are trusting in man, you are trusting in the USA and Russia to give you peace. But guess what? This will not happen. You see the screen? It's crazy. Doesn't translate accurately. It's not accurate. But this was the press conference. This was the press conference, if you can see my screen. This was the bishop. Saying that Tanzania is very angry at the behavior of the Angolan, always killing each other. Until when? How long shall you kill each other's brothers and sisters? How long? Many people are dying. And he's telling everybody that the peace that you are looking for will not come from the USA, never. And above all, if you try to put them in the land, if you just accept their peace proposal, you will mess this country even more. And look, family, remember now what Ukraine is going through. You see Ukraine, look to Ukraine. At first they thought that yes, America is on our side. We have American back. Look, their country is totally destroyed. Totally destroyed. Very destroyed. So that is the man, speaking before you see the microphone there. And on the document, we spoke that before, a group of journalists, local journalists and international journalists, it was busy speaking to everybody. Let me tell you something, family. The spirit that Maimona asked is not the ignorant spirit. The spirit that we have, the Holy Spirit we have, is not that spirit when he's using the person. You become unconscious. You don't know what this is the spirit of wisdom. That even before the camera, he can use you to speak properly with confidence. That's why he's there before the media speaking boldly under the influence of the spirit of Maimon. Otherwise, if the Holy Spirit couldn't do that, what else can we benefit from the Holy Spirit? If he can't even lead us to confront the politician and tell them the truth. That the reason the bishop did that, not by his own power, but by the power of Maimon. That's him, the bishop there, speaking before everybody. Let me run the video. That's him. That's him speaking to everybody. That's him. So this part is where the elders also are saying something. And if I move forward, there was a moment now for question and answer, about the war. This guy is a journalist. He's asking a question. And he was confused. Should I ask the question to Simon Toko, to the bishop? It was confusing how to address him, but he said, you know what? It's fine. Just ask your question. And he asked the question. He asked the question. So, and one thing very powerful that, the bishop Maimona spoke by replying to one of these journalists. These journalists, one of them, they asked, but, what but why doesn't the Angolan government do something to prevent this war? Why? And the bishop said that there was a fool and there was an intelligent guy. The smart one, no, there was a fool and there was a smart one. The smart one killed a frog and threw the frog into the window of the house of the fool one. And the frog was inside the house of the fool one for a couple of days. And the fool only realized that something was wrong when there was bad smelling in the house. Something was smelling bad. And the fool was like, something is smelling bad in my house. What is this? So later on, he goes to this room and he found a dead frog on the floor. But instead of it taking action by picking the dead frog, and throw it away from the window, he was just busy complaining about the bad smell. And then the journalist stopped for a while because he couldn't understand the meaning of the parable. And after a moment, everybody in the room, they were laughing because they understood the meaning of this parable. In other words, the war in Angola was caused by the Western ones. where the Western is present, there is no peace. That's why the world accused them to do the work of the devil, because that is the work of the devil. To go in the country, to destroy the country, plant a war, and pretend like nothing is happening. But if that country does not have a prophet from Tanzania, unfortunately, it will be very tough for that country to be delivered from that war. And this is what is happening in Ukraine and all the other countries also out there. So this family was the message, the powerful message Bishop has transmitted and shared with everybody in the year 2000. And here is the video once again. So you can go on YouTube, you will find this video. He was young man, 35 years old, and around him there were elders, a lot of elders. I think in Africa you don't play amongst the African elders. If you're pretending like you have the Holy Spirit but you don't have, you're dead. You are dead. But if you are leading the elders, the true Holy Spirit within you, you will succeed, and all of them will believe in you because of your fruit and behavior as well. Bratsamba, Abdul Masak.
Louvamos.
Yala.
Are we coping, family? Are we understanding, family?
Yes, copied.
Engeta.
Sometimes in life it is very important for us to talk about the past. Sometimes people do not understand things because they don't know where we are coming from. It is necessary for us to go back in the past, for us to see where we are, where our faith is based, why we talk so much about this man, Simon Talk. Let me share again. On our presentation, family, we have seen something amazing. The Pan Benito also mentioned that even the talk with elders, they despised Elder Afonso Noni. Does it sound familiar to you? Isaiah Congo first he was despised by his own, those so-called the people who understand the law. And then until the government. But for us really we are not forcing you to believe, but for you to see the evidences, family. Take somebody from the rural area in Africa, in Trinidad, in Asia, and put him in New York City to lead the New York without education, Holy Spirit. Will it be possible? Take somebody from no education, no financial resources, nothing, no people to protect him to go out there and state that in the middle of the war, don't worry, we're going to have peace. And the question is, why the elders despised him? Why many people did not believe? While I was hearing, a chapter came to me, and I would like to read very quickly to you. Nothing is new under the sun, family. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27 to 29. 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27 to 29. Follow me. God purposely chose what the world considers nonsense in order to shame the wise. He chose what the world considers weak in order to shame the powerful. He chose what the world looks down on and despises, and it thinks he is nothing, in order to destroy what the world thinks is important. You see, family, Afonso Nuni, our bishop, he always say that I was taken from the trash. I was nothing. And it was important for that to happen. It was important for Toko to go and take somebody that the elders himself would not believe, for them to see the power of Nzambe Mpungo Tulendo operating, moving. And then he was able to prove his point by the mighty power of Nzambe Mpungo Tulendo. Let us just go, continue. Here we see him, as we saw in the video, family. Here we see him. Those who have seen, I think we believe that most of you have seen him online, others in person. You see a huge difference. How he looks very young. I think my face is still a little bit more much in good condition. We see him praying alone and other elders around. He's kneeling down, showing humbleness. This picture was taken in the year 2000. Why are we talking a lot about the year of 2000, family? We have a lot of elders here and many people who like to research and so on. You will agree with us, family, that the year of 2000 was considered the year of uncertainty. Others were believing that would be the end of the world. Others had faith that we would all die. And that is the year of the King of Kings was coming back. That is the year that Simon Toko was coming, saying, I am present. And we will see his presence in the following points. Please, I would like to ask once again, Mama Margaret, can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Can you please read for us this point until 7?
Okay.
Just put it here.
What will Elder Alfonso Nunez's public statement be like? That peace, Angola will come from within and never from the United States of America, nor from Russia, former USSR. The great dilemma of peace. Jose Eduardo dos Santos, formerly Angola president, could negotiate a Western-style peace or fight courageously to conquer Angola's sovereignty and achieve a Angolan-style peace. Jose Eduardo dos Santos opted for the Angolan model. Among other evidence, we prefer to look at the fact that as president of the MPLA, he would most likely have received the report from the Secretary General, General Jose Lourenço, now currently Angolan president. Continue. The latter bishop, Alfonso Nunez, assured him that Angolans were capable of achieving peace
based on the meeting General Jose Lorenzo had with Simon Toko, personified in Bishop Alfonso Nunes in December 2000. Hence,
Matonda Masaka, Mama Margaret. Luvuvamu.
Yalla.
Yala.
Yalla.
There was a great dilemma, family. Dilemma, it is something that you have you're not sure what is the right way for you to take. Everything seems to be so complicated. Espange Benica State family, we had 27 years just fighting against one another. It is so complicated that we were united to chase the European. When the European left, and then we started fighting against one another. Actually, the European did not left totally. They said, let us all go and come back and put things in their minds for them to kill each other. That is what was going on, family. And the Western countries, their eyes were in Angola. Why? Angola has a spiritual importance and meaning in the entire world. The city of the King of Kings. It is where the capital city of Congo Kingdom is present. Angola and Congo, they make these two countries the most powerful countries in the world when it comes to resources. They were all doing many things just to divide the country and to kill everybody. Now comes this great dilemma with the man called José Eduardo dos Santos, was the second former Angola president, that he had to decide, will I hear what this young man is telling me, Bishop Alfonso Nunes, or will I go to the Western and ask for help? It's like what Ukraine president is going on as the left. He decided to listen to the Western, and the country is not going in peace. A war still until now. So family, what we are showing to you, we did not just write down this, really took a place. That's why this has dates and years and so on. So we're just telling you the history. So the second former Angola president decided to send his secretary, the man called João Lorenzo, to go and really to find out that if what this man is talking about is true or not. Before Simon Toko died physically, he said and he gave a word to the politician. If you not be united, you will start a war. But I'm telling you, I will not be present when this war will start taking place. And then he said, if you look for me, you will not find me. But if you call on me, you shall hear my voice. How come it is possible? A person say, I will not be here physically. I will go. If you look for me, you will not find me. But if you call on me, you hear my voice. Actually, Simon Toko was already prophesying to Angolan government that he would come in the spirit. that will always be present to guide us. That's why when this Angolan government, they heard a man speaking on Simon Toko's behalf, they really decided to pay attention, to listen, to find and to come together with that man to really pay attention what he was talking about. They decided not to listen to the Western, but to grab, to take the decision that was being taken from Simon Toko. And Simon Toko here said firmly, Angolan were capable of achieving peace. We were capable by our own means, by our own strength, by our own faith, without involving others, nation and people, for us to get our own peace. Luvuvamu.
Yala.
Yala.
And the Angolan government, they were so wise enough that they decided to listen to the men on Zambi, on Pungu, Tulendo. And the so-called the second from Angolan president, he decided to listen and to obey and to go with Angolan style of peace, not to the Western style of peace. And they were all, because of that decision that he had taken not to involve the Western countries, not involve the US country and Russia, it costed us something terrible that we will see on point 10 until to the end. Bank Benik.
Brother Samba, you can
proceed, please.
Ingeta.
I'm coming.
Mama Roya, can you go for point 10 and 11?
Hence, Angola chose to go against the world order of the international system. It is understandable then why some world forces were unhappy. Bretton Woods was angry, and the planned donor conference did not even take place despite the dubious American pressure with the IMF, International Monetary Fund. The Republic of China thus came to extend its financial hand to Angola, and in the clauses of this financing, Chinese labor in several sectors was agreed upon. This is how the Chinese would come to Angola and, in fulfillment of Simon Toko's prophecy, would help build the Tabernacle of David that was fallen down. Luvuvamu!
Yala! Look, family, Simon Toko said, people with small eyes, they will come help you to build the temple. The elders did not understand how come it would be possible. Everything was written. It was just necessary for the men to listen. Unfortunately, the Western countries, they were not worried about the peace. They were worried about to steal. If you want to help me, you don't put condition. It is all for free. You want to help? because you were willing to do so, but they were putting conditions. Since Angola decided to take our own African way to solve our own problems, they decided also not to help us. I believe some of you are, especially as in Africa, we hear a lot about this so-called organization, IMF, International Monetary Fund. They help a lot African countries financially, but truly speaking, they don't help. They put you in debt. They put you down. They put you to on for you to pay a lot. Toko knew that. That's why he decided to advise them, don't take that way. And by that, it was for the prophecy to come to take a place. And for somehow for the Chinese that they were so looking means to come in the land, they saw that opportunity, they make a lot of agreement with the Angolan government, and so they were able to start making the prophecy of the tabernacle to be built. Look here, family. After the Angolan government decided that we're going to take our own way of peace, it just passed 2 years. In 2022, we got our peace until now. People were able, people were motivated, people had faith. First, we had nothing. Look, our mothers here, all of them, they say, no, we don't know engineering, but we're going to go there and build the temple. Look, our mothers here, they were there. Let's help. My basket can help for me to build it, family. From this picture, we see a lot of examples, lessons that unity makes power. You don't need to be expert. Just do something. You don't need to go to school to build. Just start, help. This is what they did. First, we started with people with expert and so on. Everybody were united, going there to help. And we see here our Bishop Alphonse Nunes, our elder, is there with helmet, showing that we are all gonna work for the prophecy to take place. Another good lesson for us to take from here, family. Whenever Nzambe gives you a prophecy that will do something for you, it doesn't mean that it will come straight from heaven to your hand. No. You have to work. They had to work. He had to put his helmet. He had to put his helmet to show that we are at work. No, but I'm Mayamona. I can do everything. Hey, come on. We are in the world. And we have to work. So here's, let me just show you another, for those who did not have the privilege to be here in the land. Let me just take another pictures of after the construction, the results of a lot of efforts. They fight it. They put the ends together, one by one, and finally, the temple was built. Family, from the pictures we saw, mothers taking a basket, would you ever had that in mind that it would be like that? Please say something.
No, never.
Never. It happened because there is a power moving that. Because Nzambe was there. Because it was the man of Nzambe, Simon Toko, he prophesied that the tabernacle of David, that means the living temple, Nzambe Mpungu, it would be built. The man of Nzambe, he prophesied that the tabernacle of Nzambe would be built. This tabernacle family, it is not only the building, it is you and I. That's why they were motivated to go there. Let's do it. And today, this tabernacle is coming to you again. I came for my own, that is all of you. Get BANTU.
Ingeta.
Yes.
Masaka, Samba. So family, Samba, just allow me to share. One of the problems that the colonizers left us, and until now people still struggle in the land, is to think that here on earth, it is impossible for us Africans to come together and to build something. It's a thing that beautiful cities, the way we see out up there in Western world, for us it is not possible to build. Like wait and have those in heaven, not here on earth. Let's wait in heaven and let have those kind of city in heaven, not here. And we think that we are incapable of having this and that. But guess what? The Tanzania challenge us and say that is not true. The purpose is our forefathers inherited lies. Guess what? Our forefathers also inherited lies. That this poison was also put in the mindset of our forefathers. And until now, we still think that we are not capable. And anything we're trying to do, we need to stretch our hands, asking for help. Otherwise, that will not be possible. That's what someone shared about their IMF, International Monetary Fund. That is a poison. That, guess what? Maimona hates that system. He hates that system because he knows the truth behind their agenda. He hates those things. He hates that very much. And that was the strategy when they were negotiating the peace, is if they accept our strategy, we will put IMF behind and injecting money, and I mean, come on. You know better than me, family. You look to Ukraine, look to Asia, Iran, Israel, look to other countries, the way it is now. But praise Nzambe for his Holy Spirit. Praise Nzambe for sending Maimona to lead us in the let me say, family. A nation without a prophet, that nation is dead. A nation without a man that came from heaven to lead that nation is dead, will go nowhere. Okay, but we in the Western, we have a beautiful city. Yes, in the Western, they have a beautiful city, but they are sick. Men sleeping with men. They're not sickness. They're dead. They're only waiting, to go to hell. Here in Angola, the bishop, my morning, the bishop, he always fighting really hard. He's always fighting really hard. But the government sometimes refuse to listen. So anyway, to say that if we just come together, we as African, if we just come together, if we just united more, we'll do even greater things. Brother shared the image. Back in the days, for those especially who came to Angola, where you see the temple, there was nothing. There was nothing. I shared a video and I'm going to share this again. There was nothing, only bush. I do remember I was a kid and I used to cry a lot. Can you see my screen, family?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you see my screen, family?
Yes.
Yes.
You see,
Yes, we can see.
this was, this before the picture Brother Chamba said, I shared with you. Before it was like this, before it was like this. And guess what? And we were only few, just few, because everybody was divided. We were just very few because everybody were enjoying their own scene. Very few. The men, they were enjoying a life with multiple women. They were betraying each other. There's a place, we call it Lunda North. Lunda North is a place where you find a lot of diamond. My father used to go there. A lot of men, after Simon Toko died, they invested their life in that part of the country, digging gold and diamonds. And most of them, they ended up being there and marrying another wife, while their wife in Luanda is waiting for him. So socially, the people in the land were destroyed. And we as a Tokwist, socially, we were unstable, destroyed. That's why when it comes back, you only find few. You see, few people. Very few. Very few people. Very few people. And this was our temple. You see, that was him speaking. The song that he's singing says, that was the first thing he said also. That is a song. Which means Tatanzambi shall do greater things. That is the meaning of the song. Tatanzambi shall do something. You will do something. That's the meaning. And from there, we move to here. This is as before. This is as before. And from here, we move to here. It's Brother Shamba shared. This is the architectural plant. That is the architect plant. That is the building. That's the plan. The temple is here. That's the Tokus University. We built the temple. We built the university. We will still build. We built the hotel where we stayed. When we were in the land, and we will still building many things else. As far as I'm concerned, the devil, he doesn't build good stuff. He doesn't build good stuff. You know, and somebody may say that that Nzambe doesn't dwell in temple built by humans' hands. You know, as I heard out there, you know, and pale pigs speaking. But guess what? Solomon, he built a temple. He built a temple. Even the devil, he also, you know, he copied. He did tell his agent to build him, you know, a temple just to offend the Nzambe. You know, but anyway, that's the plan. So, but basically, family, the rest of the things you can search by yourself. All right. You know, to say that if we just believe, if we just unite, we shall do even great things in the land, in Africa, even out there where you are, whether you're in the Caribbean, whether you are in the USA, we shall do greater things. One of the problems that Kadempemba has been seeding amongst us is division. Is division. And guess what? A house divided cannot stand. So, on my side, that's all I had to share.